Hey everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of Between the Sticks. It's the show where we not talk about everything football from the men's and the women's game, we also try and have a laugh too. I'm Liam.
And I'm Janine. Coming up on today's show, we're going to kick things off with a roundup of the weekend's Premier League games, a behind-the-scenes look at Burnley Women's FC, and a discussion on a hot topic of mental health.
Apparently, a legend with a temper has been in the studio, Roy Keane speaks his mind, some of our audience take on blasts from the past, and then it's deadline day.
Now it's time for our first guest. Let's hear it for Marshy. Welcome, Marshy. Marshy, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Now, yourself being a United fan and us being Liverpool,
Yes,
what's your take on what happened over the weekend's games?
It was a good 2-0 win for you guys, but unfortunately I don't think we cut the top 6 anymore, unfortunately.
Top
Do you think
six?
it's got that bad? United in the top 6?
Yeah, the squad depth isn't good enough, and we've got like Leicester up there and Arsenal and Spurs. They've still got games better than us. We've got tough run of fixtures and no Rashford.
Do you think that made a big difference not having him available?
Yeah, I think he's our best player by a long shot, and he would have hopefully affected the game a little bit more.
And how does it feel to be closer to the relegation zone than it does Liverpool at the top? Because we're quite comfy on that.
It hurts. It does hurt a lot, yeah. From all that success, and that's just been going downhill ever since.
Well, you guys have got Ollie at the wheel, and he's similar to Lampard and Gerrard, and he's made the step from being a player into a manager. But a lot of managers are now going into the women's game, for example. Phil Neville, you're a young coach. Is that something you'd like to get into?
Yeah, the women's game's completely different tactics, sort of philosophies, so it's a new step, and I think that challenge would be very good for me, a different direction.
Well, good for you. I was lucky enough to go and see one of the most exciting women's teams at the moment. So see what happened when I caught up with the players from Burnley Women's. I'm here at Turf Moor Elite Training Centre to have an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at one of the most exciting teams in English women's football. Come with me, let's have a look.
I'm Cara Bickett, I'm a centre-back for Burnley Ladies and this is my take on the game. I think as I was younger, it's difficult playing football because there's only really boys teams when I was younger anyway, so you had to play for a male team, and being the only girl on the team, you get bullied a little bit, so it's difficult to want to play and feel accepted in that game. But I think as I got a little bit older, I noticed a bit more women's teams, and obviously playing for them you do feel accepted and you feel like you're part of something, and you want to play and you get excited to get up every day and play and everything. And I just think, especially now as we're getting older with the World Cup being in England and stuff, it's been nice to see a lot of support and the progression of fans and funding going into the teams and stuff, especially me now being semi-pro, and this is the first year I've ever been semi-pro, and getting paid for something that I like to do. And hopefully just as things progress over the years, there'll be more funding going into the women's game, and it'll just be nice to see the girls come in and playing, and the younger girls, especially now that things are getting better. I'm Cara Bickett and it's my take on the game.
Wow, it's interesting stuff there.
Yeah, it really was. It was good to see.
So this brings us on to a hot topic of mental health in the game, which Cara touches upon. Marshy, do you think the football community is doing enough to raise mental health awareness at all levels, or do you think too many players are battling in silence?
I think there could be definitely a lot more done. Obviously, personally, just starting little, you could try and be a motivator. I just try and motivate people to get up in the morning, and that's a start. So there could be a lot more to progress from there with everybody.
And obviously, as a coach, do you think that's where the initial support network should start, is from players, managers and coaches and people around the clubs?
Yeah, of course, if a club can sort of instill something that they build upon, it can start, obviously, going through the works, and everybody else can start joining that, but it'd be great.
And obviously mental health's become such a big part of general society's conversation. Do you think it should be something that should be taught at clubs just as much as nutrition or looking after your body is?
Yeah, definitely. It's as important. If you want to play and motivate, if you want to play to work, they need to be happy. And I think that's also in life, everybody needs to be happy.
Absolutely.
Is there any stigmas or anything that you think are the main reason that people aren't so open to talk about mental health like they are other problems that they might have?
You can never really underpin it. Like a normal ankle injury, you can solve the problem, but sometimes people inside them don't really know all the time. so it's hard to come out with that at first.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really glad that mental health's become such a thing in modern society. And we've been talking a lot about the modern game. So now let's catch up with a man who's a bit more cut and dry. Let's see how Robbie got on when he met Roy Keane.
I'm Robbie.
Right, pleased to meet you.
It's a pleasure. So I think any Irish footballer given a chance would play for the England national team.
Can you repeat that question? I can't believe what I'm actually hearing.
Right, so I'll spell it out for you.
Well, do. Spell it out.
Okay. Any Irish player worth the salt, bear that in mind, would play for the England national team.
Why would they want to play for the English national team?
It's where it's at. It's where it's at. It's the centre of the universe, I suppose.
In your mind, it might be the centre of the universe.
Yeah, well, I think you've got to face the facts, Roy. I mean, we've won the World Cup. Have you?
Hold on. You've won the World Cup in 1966.
1966.
That's a lifetime ago.
All right, then. So we're talking...
What have you won since?
What have we won since? Right. What have you won ever? A dog called Pickles has held the World Cup more than the Irish football team has, and he found it in a bush.
A dog called Pickles?
Yeah.
What has that got to do with football?
I'm just saying, if you look at it, England and a dog called Pickles, Ireland, even the dog's got a star on his collar. Have you got a star on your badge?
The dog called Pickles got a star on his badge, a star on his collar.
Well, yeah, he's had the World Cup, hasn't he?
You're gone haywire altogether. You are.
No, you're not getting what I'm saying, Roy. But
No, I'm not.
well,
You're on about a dog called Pickles that found a trophy in a bush.
I think we just need to call it there, Roy.
Okay,
It's been a pleasure.
thank you.
I think Robbie must have had a death wish asking Roy that
He's
question.
certainly a braver man. Yeah.
Let's brighten the mood, shall we? Marshy brought some of his boys up to try and conquer the Blast from the Past challenge. Let's see how they got on.
So this week's Blast from the Past, we're going to be recreating Thierry Henry's goal against United. Yeah?
Yeah.
We can do this now.
No,
Roy, you can do this. Ready? Let's give it a go.
Roll 20, number 7. You know the drill.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
So Liam, do you reckon they've got it in them?
Well, that's that first attempt.
I'd say
A little bit of a try. I'd probably say no.
They just got to get the right in, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got to give it a little bit of a go. Have a bit of confidence behind them.
So who's this then?
This is Kieran.
Kieran, 20, one take.
I'm probably backing the most, to be fair.
Not like that.
Back to square one. Yeah. One take.
Aaron, 20, El Clinical. Come on!
Right, so that was our first ever Blast from the Past. And congratulations to Aaron, who scored the winning goal. Well done. Didn't you think well, lads? Well done, well done. What do you think, Liam?
Overall, watching all of them, I think I'd definitely do better for this. Honestly, it was the only goal that we scored, so well done, Aaron, because you put it in the back of the net. But you know, in the professional environment, I don't really think it cut it. But good effort for the boys, to be fair. Well done. Yeah.
He did well, didn't he? He did well. Well done. And back to the studio.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marshy, some of those were pretty... Wait, Wait, what's that? The window's closing. It's time for our deadline day report. So, guys, the window's closing, and it's closing fast. Here are the rules. You've got your spectacularly terrible ties. You've got 45 seconds to read the whole report. If one of you makes mistakes, then the other person subs in. Make sense? Yeah. Okay, go, get over there.
With Arsenal forward Henrik Mata.
Arsenal forward Henrik Mkhitaryan completing a move to Roma earlier today. It was reported that defender Socrates Papastopoulos
Get off.
We're trying to force him to join his former Borussia Dortmund partner. This has now been branded by the club as speculation. Former Arsenal goalkeeper Wojciech
Get off.
Has made his move to boyhood club Leah Warshaw, while Manchester United Cameron Brothwick Jackson has joined Leicester City on loan until the end of the season. Everton has taken a trip to Scandinavia, comparing the signings for a Iceland national.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, good effort. That's a good effort. Well done. I'll tell you what, guys, there was some really, really tricky names in there, but that's it. The time is up and the window is closed. Well done, but unfortunately, that also signals the end of the show.
But before we go, let's have a round of applause for our guests, Marshy, and our wonderful audience. Well done.
We will see you next week.
Bye, guys.